Good morning, my crafty friends. It's Krista here from Second Chance Creation. It's a very cool morning. As you can see, I've started wearing my fingerless gloves. I think it was just under 5 here this morning at Warrielda. Anyways, I'm going to share with you my project, and it'll be available in my Etsy store. And yes, I've been altering things again. So I've ordered this little case. I bought this set of 3 cases about maybe 5 years ago, and I've already used one, and which was the medium size, and I think it was the one that found in the ashes that you might remember. And so this is the smallest one, and I've used the large one for this coming project that I did. Now this is a small one, and what I've done is, they're very basic. This is going to be for my music journal, so I've already collected things for the journal, but this is what it looks like inside. So yeah, and this one's actually damaged, so I'm not sure whether I'll be able to use it, but I'll work it out. And this is what the case looked like. Okay, I bought them from an op shop many years ago. Then I also used pages out of my collage books that you might remember. I just stick bits and bobs on of scraps of various papers and craft papers from paper pads, and here are the leftovers that I've put in here from the project I just finished. So this is, I've used, various pages from this book, and it's, I've been really using quite a bit. I've still got a few empty pages here, but that's okay. So that's what I've used, okay? So what I did, I've made a template out of Woolies brown paper bags, and made a template for the top, for around the side, and in being aware that you've got to sort of get in there. And I've made the template with the lid closed because I didn't want to compromise the closure, because if I was to stick something on right at the top, well, then you wouldn't be able to close it. And I also did the bottom, and I also did, the only thing that I covered inside was the inside of the lid and the bottom, and I left the surrounds as is, and all I did was ink it. Okay, so that was the beginning of what I did with making a template. And of course I then used alcohol ink and paint to do the edges, okay, that you'll be seeing. And I also did the same with here. I inked everything first, and then what I did was I all my pieces, just let me see if I can find something. Just pretend this is a Woolies brown paper bag. I used all my collage pieces and glued them onto my template. Okay, I then just put that over here so it looks a bit, so it was meant to be like that. And then what I did was, once I glued it on my templates, and that is on all the templates, the top of the lid, the underneath, and right around, the inside of the lid and the inside of the bottom. So I used various different pages out of my book. I glued it on, let it dry completely, and then I stitched the various areas so to give it more strength. and it was the Woolies brown paper bag, and they're quite strong, so it didn't warp or anything because I used glue with acetone to glue them down. And yes, so, and then I stitched all the bits and bobs on, so that would have been stitched on the back as well. And once I've done that, and I trimmed, around the edges of the templates and all that, once I've done that, I glued it on, and there, no, I didn't, no, I embossed it, that's right, I embossed all my little pieces first. Just let me take this away. God, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So before I glue these on to the brown paper bag, I've put all my pieces that I liked, cut them to size and put them through my embossing machine. And it's got this pretty little design, like a flower design. This is actually painted paper towel. And, so yeah, so it come up pretty cool. So that's what I did. And then I glued them. Then I glued them onto here and stitched them. So the final product, of course, is here. Okay. So I'll just see if I can. Oh, I won't. I'll just bring it up a little bit. So as you can see, it's been stitched. Okay. And just all the pieces that I had cut out. Now, these pieces is pianola paper, paper towel. This was a digital printout. This was packaging. And this is, or was, wrapping paper. Another piece of paper towel. This was, I think, like rice paper. More paper towel and paper towel. And then I've painted it. And as you can see, it's all stitched, even those little areas. Okay. This is my Mosaic style paper that I made from magazine pages that I cut up and then glued onto a piece of paper and then rubbed over them with nail polish remover to blend in all the colours and get rid of all the shapes and whatever it was. I just wanted the colour. So that's what that is. I'm just going to see if I can... No. Okay, can't move it. So that's what that is. Okay. It gives you a closer look of the various papers. Okay. This was pianola paper. This was just craft paper from a paper pad. And this is the underneath. Really love this. This is a digital from Angie. And I'm going to leave her Angie's Arts, I think it was called. She used to be the Mountain Girl. So, yes, I'm going to leave a link below. She had some really nice, amazing digitals. And I probably purchased these maybe, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years ago. So, more paper towel, pianola paper. So that's that. And then you've got the sides. And then, of course, I sealed it. And I got some paper stuck on there to get that off. I don't know how that got on there. That's paper. Okay, I've got to fix that. I then sealed it with a sealer and hence a bit of gloss on there. It turned out a bit glossy, but that's okay because it'll be hard wearing. So, they won't come apart. And what I did also, because it was too dark, the paint was too dark, I finally sanded it off just to give it that little bit of wear and tear, because it's going to get a bit of wear and tear anyway. So that's what I did. And of course, the handle was painted as well. This is bugging me now. Oh, there it is. It's coming off. Okay, I've got to sort that out without damaging anything. Anyway, and I've popped on a key and one of Tim Hole's little charms there, Imagine. And I've left the actual fittings the colour was silver. So what do you think it is? Well, I've made it into a little artist travel suitcase. So it can be an artistic, someone that likes to doodle and wants to put their ideas onto paper before the idea fades away, and then it can be transferred to a larger piece of sketching paper or painting papers or doodle papers. That's my idea. And I wanted to make it so it's long term, and long term meaning it's not just going to last for a little while and then you've got another journal to start with. So it's more like a little artistic ideas thing. So yeah, but anyway, look, I'll open it up and you'll see what I'm talking about. The inside of the lid, as you can see, is also, and now I did not seal this, I've left it natural because there's no pressure on it that's going to be touched and grabbed and used, but you can then feel the natural paper texture. Okay, the sides, as I mentioned, I left natural, and I've just lightly inked them just to get the starkness out. And this little suitcase, believe it or not, holds 12 months worth of artistic wonders, doodling, drawing. And I say 12 months and because it's got 12 little journals in it, and these are all Midori style bound, so you can take out your pages once you've doodled on them and then put them on a bigger spread of paper for your artistic pleasures, and then you can add to them. So they're all different colors. I've used different papers. This is that mosaic paper I was talking about, and different themes. So if you're in a blue mood, you can draw something blue or whatever. It's just, but they are just all and they're very plain. So some of them got just normal copy paper. There's got a bit of writing paper in there. They've got little pads, little scribble pads, little notepads in them. I'll open a couple up so you'll be able to see, and or little pockets. But you can, and they've just been bound with ribbon, and if you don't like it, well, you can use something else because it's pretty easy. There's nothing permanent on it, but I wanted you to be able to use the covers over and over and over again. Right, and I found each little signature holds 20 pages, so that's 40 all up, 40 pages, and I don't know what front and back the amount, but anyway, because if you make them too thick, you're not going to be able to close the suitcase. So that's that. And then, of course, I found this in an op shop, and I thought, now, this does not have any days on it, which is great. I mean, you could use this to document what you've doodled. There's no year, just months. And, yeah. So, but it doesn't have the weekdays on it or the years. So, again, you can use this over and over. You might have doodled something on March 28th in 2025, and then next year you can write down 2026. So I mean, how cool is that? So I can go through and just quickly, but I might need a coffee. So I'll put all these aside because I've already, and to pack it, you've sort of probably got to jiggle around a bit because some journals are just a little fraction wider. And of course, I didn't take into account when I've put the bottom on, it's 2 millimeters, that's taken away from the top. So, but anyways, so here is some of that beautiful Angie's digital papers I use as covers. All the little name plates I've left blank because you might use them as January, February, March, April, whatever, or you might want to name them. So, okay, so I think this one is, some are done with elastic, okay, So as you can see, that most of them got little pockets, and I had little bits left over. I made little notepads and little pockets here, and I think on this one, oh yes, one of my little mosaic pieces, and you can journal on the back. It's backed onto Woolies brown paper bags, so you've got plenty to doodle on, and you can just take them out, as you know. So I think this is ideal. And look, you don't have to use it for art. You can use it for journaling as well, if you're not into art. But I just thought, you know, make another little artistic type thing. This is paper towel, painted paper towel, and used, you know, a little bit of cloth and a doily, and again you've got, you know, tied with a ribbon. This is a lovely piece of cloth tied with satin ribbon. Again, you've got your little nameplate, and again you've got lots of papers in there. Believe it or not, this was a gift bag, a big gift bag, and I think I only have like, I don't know, maybe 5 by 6 inches left of it. And I mummigami'd this. So this is mummigami paper, and you would have, if you've been here for a while, you would have seen the video. If not, I'll see if I can link it. Remember to link it in the description box. And again, this one is elastic, you know, and you've got just different colours and different themes, little scrappy bits you might want to use up. And you can use these journals over and over again. This is, what was this? This was paper towel as well, painted with acrylic paint. The ribbon, okay. This was a gift bag, bit of gold in there, and the little paper bows, a little bit of burlap. This is furnishing fabric, soft furnishing fabric. It looked really cool, so that would be nice. And again, you know, you've got little pockets. I've actually bought those bought the fabric up to make little pocket fabric pockets. Oh yeah, I had to put one of these in. This is the Mummigami Woolies bag, brown paper bag, and it looked really cool. I was going to put it in my garden journal, but I thought no, I needed one more journal in here, so I popped it in here. And this is done just with a bit of seam binding, a bit of cardboard, a bit of cloth. Looks cool, doesn't it? And I think this has got quite a few pages, and they might have got a bit carried away, unless some of these pages are the drawing pages, sketchbook pages. They're a bit thicker. So, and this is corduroy. This is for my top. Okay, nice and soft. And this was wrapping paper. And again, quite a few pages in that. So as you can see, the bottom, and I've left that and that as natural, so that you can feel the texture and the embossing, and you can see the different colours, because once I've sealed it, it brought the colours out very, very sort of like darkish. So yeah, so that's what that is. And I've probably got, there's a little bit of whatever it was. I have to get rid of that. So that's that, and I'm not going to want to bother putting them back, because you know, isn't that cool? So yeah, so this will be in a, and then last but not least, I've made a little pencil pouch, piece of linen, kept it very simple. You have a pen, you have 2 charcoal pencils in this, they're not sharpened. You have a really cool pencil, should go in there, and one that isn't sharpened. And then, because you've got to sharpen them, don't you? You've got a little metal it's a new one, new metal sharpener. Just pops in there. There's that paper that's been bugging me. So that just goes, that goes on top. So yes, so there you go. Let me know of your thoughts. This will be in my Etsy store. I've already put it on my Etsy store, but I haven't activated. So as soon as this video is uploaded, I'll put it on. But let me know of your thoughts. A really nice, cute little artistic case. And you can, if you wanted to, this is just an idea because this is what I was going to do. But because I made these journals, a while ago, and I wanted to know, thinking of what I could use them for. But these will all fit along here. So if you've got it on your desk, maybe have them all this way, or you can have them all this way. It's up to you. So however you want to use it, and you can leave it open, and then just pop all your little journals in, whichever way you want to do it. I think this looks cute too, actually. Just doing them like this. Take that out. And the Mumigami paper, you'll find it feels really, really cool. Let's set them up a bit more so they can all fit. It's a nice piece to have set on your table, and you've got your pen and everything in there. I mean, how cool is that? Okay, so yeah, okay, I better go now, and I'll have the measurements of this all in my Etsy store. So I hope you enjoyed my little project. Now I will be away for a month, and I'll probably close my Etsy store next week because I'll be away. I can't take all my gear with me. So if you do want to just hop over, and then I can post it off no later than Monday. So that's that. And also, very quickly, before you go, don't go, this is going to be in the Etsy store as well, a little grungy journal bundle. I've had these little journals for a while. I've had a lady that wanted them and ordered them, and of course then decided no, it wasn't her cup of tea. So what I've done is I've made what I had bits and bobs. I've actually made a really nice grungy journal set, and that'll be in my Etsy store. And I have all the various videos of the actual journals and ephemera flip linked in the Etsy store, so you can go in there and have a quick look. So okay, that's it now. I better go, and yes, have a great week. The sun is out, which is good because most of the places have got rain, even though there's drought down at South Australia. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Till next time, bye.